What is going on, beautiful people of the internet? Back at it with Destiny. Time is coming. It will shortly be here. Just want to go over some stuff that Deej talked about with PlayStation Access, give you my thoughts on it, and get your feedback as well also. Gameplay in the background is just going to be a combination of the new Venus trailer that came out, which you've probably already seen, as well as the Mars one. Guys, just so you know, I'm not one of those YouTubers that just re-uploads trailers with no commentary just for the views, and I only bring that up because I'm just so used to, when I was into Call of Duty, I would watch the big YouTubers, literally all of them would re-upload exactly what Activision just uploaded 2 minutes before that, so I promise I won't do that. But let's get into it. PlayStation Access talked with Deej. If you haven't followed him, follow Deej on Twitter. He's their community manager, and I love how Deej is just so articulate. You can just tell the passion in his voice. There's no phoniness going on from him. It does remind me of the Guerrilla Games developers. You know, I'm a big fan of them, obviously, in terms of how articulate they are with us and communication and passion they have, even though people will still complain. But guys, no one's perfect, you know. There's tons of other companies that we've all dealt with where we literally get no feedback whatsoever from community managers, or we get improper feedback. So anyway, let's just jump into it. He talks about a bunch of stuff, and I'll give you my thoughts, and I want to get your take on it. With regards to PvP, the Crucible, which is near and dear to my heart because that's my specialty, or what I try to specialize in with this channel, we're getting 10 maps. That's not including exclusives to the PlayStation 4, as well as not including, I believe, what's going to come with the 2 expansion packs. Also just talks about, and I'll link on your screen right now, all the game modes that we know right now are going to be for the Crucible, and just basically how everything ties in with each other with relating to PvE, which for me is brand new. I mean, I never played solo, never played campaigns. I just don't have the attention span for it. But this is the first title that really roped me into co-op and playing the story, because a lot of it carries over to multiplayer. You know, to the Crucible. You go on a particular mission with your friends and you win some really cool helmet or emblem or something, or gun for that matter, and you take it into the Crucible because it's yours and it's more powerful than what you had before, perhaps, you know, more powerful than your opponents, and they might have something that is even more powerful than what you have, and then make you want to go back into co-op in the story mode to try to get that particular gun or armor or something like that. He also reiterates some things that Eric Osborne addressed at Gamescom last week regarding post-launch support, which I think is going to be huge for this particular title. And I don't know if you guys saw, there's a picture, I'll try to put it on your screen now if I could find it, but there was one point at the end of beta where they showed this basically command center where they were looking and analyzing and watching everything we do. And with regards to support, you know, I'll quote them, you know, that they have a story to tell, but they don't want to paint themselves into a corner, which means that the game's going to evolve. The game's going to evolve as we play it, as we give them feedback, as they watch us play, as they get feedback from their metrics and everything that, you know, they look at what works and what doesn't work. And I think that's a bold ambition, because I don't see a whole lot of companies doing that, but it will really make for a particularly unique experience with this particular title. Deej also talks a little bit about expansion, and you know, obviously the game will evolve over time, but basically they want to give everyone a different experience every time they sit down and play the game, and that's, you know, related to whether it's the Crucible or PvE. So with expansion, as we saw from the last update, with each expansion it'll come with things for the Crucible, but also with new armor, new guns, new places to explore, further widening everything. I mean, he also mentioned that for Old Russia, we didn't even see, not even close to it, or for the Moon for that matter, that there were more players playing, when they opened up the Moon for 2 hours for PvE that Saturday night, that there were more players online playing the Moon than in the history of any Bungie title or any game that they've ever worked on, which just speaks volumes again. The Moon had so many locked doors and secrets that, you know, I think a few people found some of the things, but a lot of things were locked because of our, you know, because of the level cap, the soft cap at 8 we have, and from what I understand, the leveling in beta was accelerated, which I'm happy about because it did feel really fast, and I want to take my time, you know, and maybe I'll do some sort of road to Warlock level 20, or I don't know, because I want to do the Warlock or Hunter first. I don't know. I think I'm just going to pick one character and just work on it from there. And he also talks about how the game's going to be ever evolving, even for people that say don't have the expansion pack. You know, he talked a little bit about Venus, and again, when it came to Earth and Old Russia, we barely saw any of it in the beta form, or beta, as they sometimes say in other countries. But with Venus, you know, he just mentioned a few things, vast landscapes from jungles to say, he talked about his alien strongholds, as well as some old academies, which were basically places of science from the Golden Age he talked about, have to fight to survive. So just really looking forward to exploring. I mean, this game, you know, like I said before, I used to be why can't I talk today? I was primarily only a multiplayer type guy, but this game definitely roped me in when it came to co-op and actually playing the story. And it's not because it just carries over to the Crucible. You know, the story, the exploring, playing with friends, you know, really just roped me in. And it reminds me a little bit of how Killzone Shadowfall roped me in also with Intercept, because I said it time and time. I never played story modes or campaigns. I have no attention span for cutscenes, and I love playing Killzone Shadowfall Intercept. You know, it's fun playing with, you know, a couple of your friends, and even though you're playing against bots, it's still pretty damn hard, or at least it's gotten hard lately. And I don't know, it's just fun. You know, I don't like playing games solo with no one else to talk to. Maybe I'm lonely all the time. I don't know. That's a whole other topic. But he also just quickly goes over what we covered in my last video that Eric Osmond talked about with regards to buffs and nerfs. Pulse rifles and hand cannons will get a buff, and also the Interceptor is going to be nerfed a little bit. But one of the things Deej really wanted to reiterate over and over is balance. They want to make this game balanced. You know, we as multiplayer people, we always find something to complain about, that something is OP or something's too overpowered, and what they found from their metrics is that there was not one particular class that was dominant over all the other classes, and they're gonna again be watching all of us, and they'll be receiving feedback from all of us and seeing what works, what doesn't work, and really trying to balance things out. You know, he talked a bit about the supercharges, and you know, that his take is basically there's a counter for everything. Like, if someone's about to supercharge you with a Fist of Havoc, a shotgun to the face, probably could take them right out, you know, even though I'm terrible with those shotguns. But they basically, again, want to keep everything balanced, and that there is somewhat of a counter to everything in this game. And then lastly, he also talks about the numbers and metrics from beta, which I just want to chime in on again, because I love arguing with people on Twitter, especially when popular Call of Duty YouTubers will tell me that Destiny will be flavor of the week. So I make sure I screenshot those tweets because I want them to eat crow. I mean, either way, you know, Activision wins and takes all of our money, because Bungie and Sledgehammer are obviously from Activision. But, you know, right now, the fact that there are 5 times, or the last I checked, 5 times the amount of pre-orders for Destiny than there is Advanced Warfare. And that's pretty telling, because, I mean, Call of Duty has been, you know, on their throne for so many years now. It'd be interesting to see how the numbers are all going to pan out. And again, I know 4.6 million people tried beta, but the real number you got to look at is 853,000 concurrent players. You know, again, on forums when I argue with people that they think Destiny sucks and it's going to be, you know, flavor of the week, and they say, well, 4.6 million tried it, they probably put it down. They don't understand. 853,000 concurrent players is a huge number. I'm trying to think of how many players were on Black Ops 2 in the height of when it was really, really popular, how many people were playing. I remember, I think on PS3, which I was on, it was a couple of 100,000, and probably a couple of 100,000 on Xbox 360. I don't know. 853 is no number to laugh at. So it'd be really interesting to see how this is all going to pan out. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Drop me a like if you see fit, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.